Sir Ben Kingsley's here, fresh from terrorising the heroes of Thunderbirds. We're talking to the Hood, that's his evil villain name, in just a moment. Now, Thunderbirds, the movie, hits the box office on Friday. We saw it, didn't we? Last Thursday.
Enjoyed it immensely.
If you've got kids, they're going to be desperate to see it, I'm warning you now. But if you're an adult who remembers the original TV series, you might be curious and want to know if it matches up. So it's a new film, FAB. Angela Court went to find out.
Thunderbirds Are Go.
40 years after they first hit the small screen, Thunderbirds are back with a difference. This time round, there are no strings attached. The rescue craft are cutting edge, and the special effects are strictly 21st century stuff.
Thunderbird 5 to Tracy Island! Mayday! Mayday!
But it's still a familiar and classic tale of good versus evil, and international rescue are still fighting bad guy, the Hood.
It's true to the original, but then you refresh everything that's classic and bring it up to speed for an absolutely contemporary audience.
This time, Alan Tracy has to beat him without his brothers. But as always, he has the help of Lady Penelope and the ever-faithful Parker.
Shall I bring the car round, my lady?
Parker, have a bit of a lie down.
They've changed a little, Milady's car has changed a lot. But once again, the filmmakers based the new version on the classic.
Now, my lady.
Now, Parker.
And it's that mix of old and new which they hope will make the movie a hit with all the family.
Fab 1, Lady Penelope's car might not be a Rolls-Royce this time around, but it's just as glamorous, has just as many gadgets, and is just as pink as the original. And just sitting inside makes you feel like you could be Lady Penelope herself. Home, Parker.
Brilliant. I'm wearing pink today in honour of Lady Penelope.
Me too.
You can be my Parker.
Little pink touch. And Sir Ben's in a pink shades.
I'm not quite sure what this colour is. Peach. It's peach. It is peach.
Salmon pasty.
Oh dear.
No, that's nice. It's nice. It's not a bad thing.
Salmon pasty. That sounds like a terrible review.
I'm not sure.
There's other salmon pasty in this role.
Well, we'll find out if Thunderbirds was salmon pasty and if the big premiere was as well. You look like you're having fun because he's going to be with us after break. So Ben Kingsley plays the Hood. See you in a bit. Hi there. Well, Thunderbirds are back this week, 40 years after International Rescue first graced our screens. In those days, the Tracy boys weren't just busy saving people from certain death. They also had a villain on their tails every week, a master of disguise known as the Hood.
Now keep quite still, Doctor. There's something wrong with your face. He's not gone.
I should allow yourself 10 seconds before coming through this door after me. Otherwise, you might get your head blown off.
Goodness me, well, that was
I've
then.
been doing it all wrong.
You've been doing it all wrong. Sir Ben Kingsley, who's the 2000...
Blow your head off. That's better. I can redub.
Do you want to go and do it again?
I could redub it, couldn't I?
I won't move. I will blow you.
My eyebrows aren't right either.
Well, that's what I was wondering. Did they say they might thicken yours up a bit in the film?
Thicken me up?
No, no. We'll never say that to you, Sir Ben.
Look, can you spot the difference?
Very, very good, isn't it? It must have been a fun part to play,
Oh,
though.
golly. I mean, people ask me, well, in America, they say, this is a real change of pace for you, Sir Ben. And I say, well, actually, I felt totally at home on that set.
Really?
It obviously is not a change of pace for me. This is the real me. This is what I should be doing. I should dedicate my career to children's films.
Forget Hamlet.
Well, I started off in children's theatre. My first job was what we call TIE, Theatre and Education. Oh. And my first job as a 20-year-old actor, and I was thrilled to be acting professionally, was for 4-year-olds, 5-year-olds, 7-year-olds, 8-year-olds in schools. We'd go in with a simple play and do this play for children. So I'm not kidding. I love doing films and plays for children.
Mind you, they're a tough audience, kids, aren't they?
If they're bored, they will find something more interesting to do, whether it's watching this or having some sweets or poking the person next to them.
They're not polite.
They're not polite. Why should they be?
But they're so rewarding as well, though, aren't they? I mean, it's sort of much more than an adult audience can be.
Instant, unfiltered enthusiasm. Yeah.
Shall we see what the kids are going to make of you as the Hood? Let's have a little look at you in action.
Okay,
shall we?
yes. Will we know the difference?
Lady Penelope.
Flattery will get you nowhere.
any idea what a manicure costs these days. Ow!
You're a formidable opponent, Lady Penelope, more than a match for most men.
That's not saying much, then, is it?
You didn't get to do much high kicking and
Well,
fighting.
your dear colleague said the Hood in action, but it was really those Hood watching and not understanding women. He doesn't understand women, the Hood. I mean, what man does, but the Hood doesn't definitely not understand women.
He's got this great power, hasn't he, which I think we've all wanted to have in our lives, where with a kind of evil look and a bit of special effects to make your eyes go weird,
Yes,
scary eyes.
He can
change the minds and
he can
affect the minds of
move
people.
inanimate objects, and
Yeah.
he can also affect people's minds.
It's a bit like a Jedi mind trick, isn't it?
It is, yes. But they're all derivative of the same dragon-like creature. I mean, we have the young prince in the middle of the film, played by Brady, who has to get through a series of challenges in order to be accepted by the king, his dad, as being part of the tribe. You know, I'm maybe putting a fine point on it, but you mentioned pantomime earlier, and good pantomime, good fairy stories, good mythology has that innocence, that lack of cynicism, and you need a prince, and you need a dragon, and you need a fair lady, and that's what our film has. It's ancient stuff, but it's modern as well.
Did you get a good reaction when you had the premiere? Because I could imagine it is quite tough for you, this, because you've got kids we just talked about, they're always
Yes.
a tough audience.
Yes.
And then you've got those hardcore Thunderbirds fans
Yes.
from the 60s who
Yes.
are going to be looking at you, what have you done with our cult TV series? You know, they're both going to be judging you quite harsh, aren't they?
It's a difference in inflection. The children say, I enjoyed it. And the parents who bring an agenda to it say, I enjoyed it.
You did suddenly become a Thunderbirds model,
someone's got
then.
a poker up their nose.
Yeah, and get them to get going.
But that's so English, isn't it? That
Very.
reticence to enthuse. It's classic. We ought to wear the badge. No enthusiasm. Do not expect any enthusiasm. Apart from you two, you're wonderful to talk to. You actually enjoy doing what you're doing, don't you?
We do, of course.
I mean, it comes off in waves.
It's
so you
caffeine.
really do.
Yeah.
It's caffeine and all sorts of stimulants.
Well, it's English breakfast tea for me.
Now
so-
look, someone asked us a question earlier and said, does anybody know what FAB stands for? FAB, which is the signal that all the
Yeah,
Tracy
it's their,
boys
like,
give out.
OK signal,
Yeah.
isn't it?
But-
FAB.
The old
But-
60s way of saying something's wonderful. But
it doesn't actually stand for anything,
no,
does it?
it's just an abbreviation of fabulous. That's all it is, fabulous.
So all those people that have been trying to work it out over the years, they were all just
They'll
wasting
come
their
up with
time.
something. They'll
Yeah.
come up with something beginning with F, something beginning with A, and something beginning with B. We'll go into this later.
Fruitless and boring, something like that. That's what it is.